Deep within an ancient forest lived a clever red fox named Rowan. The forest was his playground, a maze of towering trees and secret trails. Rowan knew every inch of his domain, every rustle of leaves, every whisper of the wind. He prided himself on his cunning and speed. The forest provided everything he needed, from plump field mice to sweet, ripe berries. One crisp autumn evening, as the sun began its descent, Rowan felt a prickle on the back of his neck. The air, usually alive with the chatter of birds and the rustle of small creatures, was strangely silent. A sense of unease settled over him, a feeling he couldn't quite place. The scent of pine needles and damp earth filled his nostrils, but something else lingered beneath, a faint, musky odor that sent shivers down his spine. Rowan's heart pounded in his chest. He knew he wasn't alone. Cautiously, he crept forward, his ears swiveling, listening for any sound that would betray his unseen observer. He picked up his pace, moving swiftly and silently through the undergrowth. He glanced over his shoulder, his eyes scanning the shadows. There, a flicker of movement, a fleeting glimpse of something large and dark, moving with an almost unnatural grace. Fear lent speed to his paws. He had to outsmart his stalker, use his knowledge of the forest to his advantage. Rowan had heard tales whispered by the elders of his kind, of a creature that haunted the deepest parts of the forest. The Phantom Panther, they called it, a creature of legend, rarely seen but always feared. It was said to be as black as night, its eyes glowing with an eerie yellow light. The panther was a phantom, a whisper in the darkness, a legend spoken of in hushed tones. The musky odor, the fleeting glimpses of something large and black, the unwavering pursuit, all pointed to one terrifying conclusion. The Phantom Panther was real, and it was hunting him. His mind raced, desperately searching for an escape route. He remembered an ancient oak tree, its gnarled branches reaching towards the sky like skeletal fingers. With renewed determination, Rowan changed direction, heading towards the old oak tree. He pushed himself harder, his lungs burning, his muscles screaming for rest. He could see the oak tree now, its silhouette stark against the fading light. The ground sloped downwards, becoming steeper with every stride. The roar of the river grew louder, a symphony of rushing water crashing against rocks. Suddenly the ground gave way beneath his paws. He slid down a steep embankment, tumbling head over tail. He landed with a thud on the riverbank, bruised but miraculously unbroken. He looked up and saw the Phantom Panther, a shadow against the dying light, perched on the edge of the ravine. Rowan had escaped for now. He had used his wits and agility to outmaneuver a creature far larger and stronger than himself. A surge of triumph coursed through him, a testament to his cunning and resilience. He had stared death in the face and lived to tell the tale. He knew he had been lucky. The Phantom Panther was a formidable predator, and he had only narrowly avoided becoming its prey. As darkness enveloped the forest, Rowan disappeared into the undergrowth, his senses still on high alert. He knew that he would never be truly safe, not as long as the Phantom Panther roamed these woods. The encounter with the Phantom Panther was a rite of passage for Rowan, a harsh lesson etched into his very being. He carried the memory with him, a constant reminder of the ever-present dangers of the wild, yet he refused to live in fear. The forest was in his blood, its rhythms woven into the fabric of his existence. He continued to explore his domain, but now he did so with a newfound respect for the unseen forces that shaped life in the wilderness. He became more attuned to his surroundings, his senses sharpened by the encounter with the phantom predator. The forest, once a place of carefree exploration, had transformed into a landscape of hidden dangers and breathtaking beauty. Rowan, the clever fox, was now an integral part of that cycle, forever changed by his encounter with the legend, the Phantom of the Forest.